Welcome back to the show. It's Relationship Talk Show with your one and only Minister Dre.
Alright, welcome back to my channel, YouTubers, and it's another week of another episode on Relationship Talk Show with Minister Dre. Okay, so this week is gonna be awesome, it's gonna be amazing. Alright, so it's episode 7 of Relationship Talk Show on another new week with another episode that I always bring to you guys. So when do you decide to get married? It is the topic you want to talk about today. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss it. It's a very important topic that I want to break down on a bit of skills. And I wish before we finish, I'll be able to communicate or pass one or two important information to you guys. So, when we talk about get married, marriage and all that, a lot of people, especially singles, they tend to want to run away from that, But it's a very important issue that, deals with life and very important aspect of your life. So, when we talk about when do you actually decide to get married, and due to how things are in the world today, or particularly Nigeria per se, the way people portray marriage is more like it's a cave, or more like a cage where you get you get constrained to a lot of things, and so many youths want to run away from it. They don't even want to talk about it. But the fact is, you should talk about it because it's a very important aspect, and that aspect that needs to be talked about. A lot of parents will tell their children, okay, you know what, don't think about marriage for now, just do your thing. Don't think about it, just don't think about it. But I feel personally that is wrong. I mean, this is something that has to do with your life. It's a very important aspect of your life that you need to think about it, because one way or the other, whether you like it or you don't like it, someday you're gonna get married, okay? I don't care if you plan to get married in the next 5 or 10 years. The fact is, it is a very vital aspect of your life that you need enlightenment about. And that is what I'm here to do today. So over time, I discovered that people will always give you opinions based on how their life is being played out. If you ask somebody their opinion about marriage, definitely what they will tell you or what they will give to you as their own idea is how their life is being, is having that's little. Just like we have, a lot of people will tell you, don't go into marriage now, don't think about marriage now, don't do this, don't do that, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's very important to shape out your life, to graft out or the kind of pattern you want your life to follow. Just like some ladies will be like, I hate guys. Some guys will be like, I hate ladies, just because maybe they have been broken by someone somewhere before, and then they have this stereotype about the other sex and all that, and this tend to affect their life. And I've had a lot of people, especially some parents, they tend to tell you not to think about marriage for now, do this, do that. Yeah, it's very important, but not thinking about it is actually like putting yourself at risk. Okay? Now, you thinking about marriage doesn't mean automatically you're gonna get married this year or next 2 years. When you're gonna get married, it's left to you. But there are things you should know. There's some vital information, vital facts about this thing called marriage that you should know. A lot of people will tell you marriage is not a bed of roses. A lot of people will tell you marriage is beautiful. A lot of people will tell you different lot of things. And if you're not careful, you get the wrong information and you just destabilize your identity, destabilize your informative idea about that topic. So, just like, let's talk about sex. A lot of parents will not want to educate their children because they think their children are too small. They don't tell them about sex. They won't educate them. They'll feel, okay, she's still a teenager, she's too young, he doesn't know much. And then whenever you're watching TV, they tend to restrain those kids from watching some adult content and all that. But the fact is, you can't actually you can't control everything your children watch. But at the same time, so many parents have made that mistake that a lot of their children, they won't teach them topic about sex, about important issues of life, and then you come back and see a teenage girl carrying pregnancy. I mean, from where? And then the parent will scold the lady or scold the boy or do a lot of things. But on the long run, the effect or the cause of this thing is actually from the parents, because they fail to teach their children about sex. And all this thing in the long run tends to come back, because whatever goes around come back right around. So this has tend to create a lot of problems. Now we face a lot of problems in the world simply because of small issues, because of things we don't know, because we do things purposelessly. We don't actually do things with a good understanding of their purpose. We just do things, and this has tend to affect a lot of people. Now, it is not a good thing to say that don't think about marriage, just forget about marriage for now. I just want to live my single life, live my bachelor life, do this, do that, and you just go on like that. No, it's not really cool. It's actually mature when you actually think about these things, and it will help you shape your life into the kind of person you want. Okay, because the fact is, let's take for example, let's say you're single. Now, there's some kind of people you will never come across in your life if you live some certain kind of life. And there's some kind of people you will come across because of the certain kind of life you are living. And now there's some kind of people that you will never be able to communicate to because of the kind of life you're living. And on the other hand, there's some kind of people you're able to communicate to because of the life you're living. Now, knowing and thinking about this marriage opportunity, having it at the back of your mind of how important it is, and how important it is to actually know what it entails, what's inside that topic called marriage, is very, very important. Okay, so first thing first, create a model for yourself where you can actually depict and plan towards the kind of marriage or the kind of relationship you want to have. Okay, it's very, very important to draft out a model, because sometimes you read books, you get opinions from people, you get counseling, and you're not just satisfied with what you're getting. So the most important thing is create a model for yourself. Have the picture of what you want yourself. Okay, I mean, if you actually have this in mind, if you're gonna go into a relationship, you know why you're going into. You're not just going into a relationship purposelessly. You're going with a goal, with a mindset of what you want to get from that relationship. Okay, so it's very, very important you create that model for yourself. And then if you do this will actually help you to skip some random relationships you often see yourself into. A lot of people just go into relationships and just try and error, because the purpose of that relationship is not really defined. It wasn't clearly defined from the foundation, and then they just go into random relationship with random people, and on the long run they just get heartbroken, and this tends to affect their psychological makeup and how they see people. And this kind of people will come out and say, I hate guys, I hate ladies, because they've actually been doing things the wrong way. Okay, so this video is just about to enlighten you about. I'm not going to tell you some kind of 15 or 20 steps on how to prepare for marriage and all that. No. I just want you to get the right mindset, because everything in life starts from the mind. Everything starts with a thought. So having the right mindset about this topic is what matters. Okay, it's what it's just everything. It is everything. A lot of people will say that, okay, a right mindset. How do you even know the right person in a relationship and all that? If you don't try this, you don't do this, don't do this, blah blah blah, and a lot of things like that. Now, the first thing is get yourself right first in the first place. If you know what you want, right? This is the one vital issue, especially ladies go through this a lot. They go through this a lot. They go through a lot of pressure, and you see a lot of people making this mistake. They go and start thinking, and start planning. Let me just put it that way. They go and start planning about wedding, about marriage, just because their friends are getting married. Now, don't ever get pressurized into marriage. Don't allow anybody, not even your parent, to pressure you into getting married. Okay? And don't allow them to also discourage you from not getting married if you know you want to, if you know you're ready for it. But by all parameters, if you've measured your weight and you know that you can handle it, don't allow anybody to discourage you. And at the same time, don't allow anybody to pressure you into it. You see, a lot of people just go through this trauma within themselves. And it tends to make them make irrational decisions, because a lot of their friends are already getting married and all that, and they think to themselves, what am I waiting for? I'm not getting any younger, and blah blah blah, and they just go ahead and why they are not ready. So I'm not saying you should go and get married. I'm not pressuring you. Okay, I'm not trying to mount pressure on you. I'm just trying to say you should know the right steps and the right mindset you should have before actually getting into this marriage of a thing, because number one, you need to know what it takes. You need to know what it involves. You need to know a lot of things. You need to know what are the don'ts and the do's of marriage. You need to know the modus operandi. You need to know how things work. Okay. And a lot of times you see couples just living like partners, like business partners. I mean, one is paying school fees, one is feeding the house, and that's the only relationship they have. There's no romantic relationship. There's no personal intimacy anymore. And you see, a lot of things like this happen because of the foundation. That's because a lot of people go into relationship without knowing the purpose of why they are going into a relationship, or even without knowing what marriage is. I mean, companionship is very important. A lot of people lost this. Even I've seen married couples lost companionship. You see, they get married after 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It's more like they are roommates. They just do things, that, well, do this, I do that, and do this, I do that, and that relationship goes on like that, and for many years, and it becomes a frustrated marriage. So companionship is very, very important to know. However, don't be pressurized into getting married. It's very, very important. Don't be pressurized. Now, one vital truth or information I like to tell you on how to get the right person is just live right. Yeah, I mean, live right to get the right person, because our life, the way we are being designed, the way we are being programmed, the kind of life you live attracts some kind of certain people to you, right? So if you want to get the right person, just live right. It's as simple as that. Because when you live right, there are certain people that your life will attract. It's just like electricity, they say unlike charges attract. So the way you live your life attracts people. So just live right if you want to get the right person. I mean, you can't be living a certain kind of life and expect to get a certain kind of person. So the kind of life determines the kind of person you're gonna get that will attract you. And a lot of times people even come to you and you meet people. So those people around you are the people you find your social gathering, your social status, your social environment is actually determined by the kind of social life you live. Okay, so just live right and you get the right person. And you get a lot of them, and you might have to actually make a choice. Okay, so please don't debunk that idea of let's think about marriage for now, just let's flex on, and no, it's very important. Even if you're not getting married anytime soon, just have that at the back of your mind. I mean, when you have this at the back of your mind, it helps you to shape. I mean, by the time you create that model, like I said earlier, it helps you shape the kind of life you want to live out there, the kind of life you want for yourself in the future and all that. And this starts shaping how you live your life. It starts shaping how you live your life, and this starts, connecting one or two buttons together, and before you know it, things are just working in chain reaction, and before you know it, things are just going well for you. So it's not thinking about it tends to I would say it's immature to say don't think about marriage. I mean, it's something that you should think about, because definitely someday you're gonna come to that place. Just like you think about your future, you think about your aspiration, your ambition, those things you want to become, those things you want to work on. You think about them a lot of times, and you work towards them, and that helps you shape your life. That helps you shape your daily life, how you do things daily, and it goes on like that. It goes on like that. So don't ever say don't think about marriage for now. Even if you're getting married in the next 10 years, think about it. Shape your life into what kind of marriage you want, and then you have a blissful home. Okay. And now another vital factor is there's difference between being ready to get married and being in a relationship with someone you can get married to. At times you want to get married, you are ready to get married, but you are in a relationship and you're not sure if you want to get married to that person. Now these are two different factors that we should however, that will be a topic for another day. We're going to discuss when you're ready to get married and when you are in a relationship with someone that you are not really sure you want to get married to. These are complicated issues at times, and a lot of people just go into marriage, they just go ahead because of pressure, and they just go marry that person, even though within themselves they are somehow doubting, is she the one, is he the one, all these things go on like that. That's another topic for another day we're going to be discussing. However, when you decide marriage is when you've actually made up your mind you've made up your mind, you know you are ready for it. I mean, I'm talking about finances is there, psychologically, emotionally, intellectually, you are ready for it. You know what it takes. You know what's involved in getting married and all that, and you are really prepared for it. Okay, because automatically, just like I said earlier, if you follow the steps, creating a model for yourself, shaping your life, living right, you definitely get the right person. Okay. So you having that kind of mindset would help you prepare for when to get married, for who to get married to, and how to have a blissful and wonderful marriage. Even if you're not getting married anytime soon, just try doing these things. Just picture yourself that whatever years it is you plan to get married, plan yourself, just see yourself in that place and see how you can actually get there. The kind of life you're living now, does it depict or does it phantom the kind of life you want to have in the future when you actually get married? Does it correlate? Check all these things and make adjustments if need be, and you will have a wonderful, lovely family and a wonderful marriage, and you have a wonderful life as well. Because just like you fulfilling your dreams, you maybe probably some of us have in mind that you want to create a company, you want to create this, you want to create that. Marriage is one of those goals, those essential goals, because sometimes there are things you actually achieve more or trying to discourage you into marriage. But just have this mindset, live right, prepare yourself for it before you go into marriage. Apart from the 20-25 ways to prepare for marriage, or about knowing your partner, knowing their lifestyle, trying to change them, trying not to change them, blah blah blah, all that. No, apart from that, the right mindset is what matters. Know when you want to get married, picture yourself, live right, follow the goal, and your life will attract the right person, and you will get married and you have a blissful home. This is how I'm gonna stop today here on Relationship Talk Show episode 7. You like this video, you find it helpful, you find it informative, please like and also subscribe to my channel, and also please try and share this video with your loved ones. Somebody might just need to hear this fact. See you guys next week again on Relationship Talk Show.